You're the #1 ranked ethical hacker in the world.
Thank you for having me.
This is not a sponsored video.
Josh Maddock here.
There is a problem with cybersecurity jobs.
Do you have certifications?
Is it really even worth creating a video about? I don't really think so.
Well, it looks like the community has called upon me again. Sorry in advance if I offended any YouTubers, but if your channel is bad, I'm just gonna call you out for it. People like to exploit beginners and waste their time and even money, because it's easy to get views off of them, and that really annoys me. So the judgment day has come. All you need to know to get into cyber efficiently can probably be condensed down into like 1 hour of content, maybe 2. But a lot of people just clickbait and have so many videos for no reason, just wasting your time so they can get money off of you. These are the first ones I'm going to be addressing, starting with case 1. No, wait. This video is going to be way too long if I do that. Let me just group them and speedrun them. So, cyber career YouTubers. Unix guy, first cyber YouTuber I ever watched. Abysmal Mike. He has a lot of experience in cyber. He has some good advice here and there, but overall I would not recommend. No integrity when it comes to sponsors. He recommends some very bad technology and suppliers sometimes. However, he does have the best CV videos out of all of them. So when it comes to CVs and practical projects, I would hear him out. Anything else, waste of time. With Sandra, here we have female Unix guy. She is the embodiment of recycling content and only putting videos out for views. I would not recommend. Josh Maddock. He actually has some pretty good advice, but again, 400 videos, that's quite a lot. It's a lot more diverse than the last two, so he doesn't just recycle content, so that's good. I would just say don't binge watch the videos if you actually want to learn stuff. Also, his channel feels like one big advertisement for his company. Now, I'm making my own startup, which is going to make his obsolete, so you know I can't give my opinion on his program. I do not like his program. Mad Hat. He got the gold chain on, he got the custom shiesty on. You already know this guy's on some cybercrime. Same issues as all the other ones, except he feels a bit less soulless, and he actually puts in a bunch of effort into editing his videos and making them more entertaining. I don't agree with a bunch of his advice, and I feel like now he's just making content for the sake of money, but at least his videos are more entertaining. And I feel like the average American gamer or someone that might be lost in life and doesn't have direction might relate to him a bit. Overall, he gets a pass. Speaking of gaming, this video is sponsored by... He has a decent Security Plus video, but all of his other videos are just really bad. And the best career cyber YouTuber is... Tech with Jono. He had an amazing day in a live video that shows you how work will actually be when you're a higher level analyst. He teaches you practical stuff that you're actually gonna need and you're gonna be asked in interviews. He shows you how to handle incidents, how to read logs, how to understand what you're seeing in a CM. I think this guy is just very underrated and I would recommend his channel for sure. He also doesn't feel like a sellout and it feels like he makes videos to genuinely help people. Tech with Jono, you get the base tutorial seal of approval. Speaking of helping people, toss a coin to your Romanian? Network Chuck. These playlists are cool, I recommend them, especially if you don't want to watch a full university lecture and just get a general understanding of networking. But most of his videos are just random guides to the point where if you're not looking for something specific, they're gonna be pretty useless for you. Generally, not even a cybersecurity channel, and his cyber roadmaps are very bad, which leads us to the next guy. David Bomboklot. He is the Network Chuck of cybersecurity. Again, lots of random tutorials and videos. The only real purpose I see for this channel are his podcasts where he interviews people that are specialized in a cyber field and they have a bit of knowledge to share. Other than that, I don't really see a purpose for most of his videos. What is that? What am I looking at? No, I take it back. This man is Jesus.
Oh my god, bro.
So there's this guy that blew up on the Sean Ryan podcast. At the time, I thought everything he was saying was just intentionally simplified so that a very non-technical audience could understand and that he was actually some sort of hacker. But then I looked into his claims and it turns out he's very sketchy. He has no professional hacking experience. So maybe he's a freelancer and he does bug bounties, but I couldn't find any bug bounty platforms that are linked to him. He advertises himself as a CEO and marketer and all of those things more than a hacker. So then why does he get everyone that interviews him to call him the rank 1 ethical hacker? That was kind of interesting to me. The wording specifically. How do you get ranked as a hacker? Well, it turns out he was talking about TryHackMe, which is a platform where you can easily farm up points and your rank on TryHackMe has absolutely nothing to do with your actual hacking skills. Not to mention that somebody can easily be paid to just log onto your account and complete rooms for you in case you don't have the time to do that. And you know, for someone wearing golden watches and flexing Lamborghinis, that would not surprise me, although I don't have concrete evidence on that one. With all of this in mind, I did talk to some internal sources that have worked with him and they confirmed that he does actually know how to hack, he's doing good work and he's helping people out. I'm not gonna hate on him for no reason, just know that he is not a top hacker by any means. Now let's talk about some noob bait channels. So there's a bunch of people that think that hacking or pen testing is cool and they want to become something like that. If you actually want to be a bug bounty hunter or a hacker, you have to get quite good at what you do and you need to understand the fundamentals really well. This is going to come after hundreds or thousands of hours of CTF and learning and experimenting. It's not just going to be you opening Kali Linux on a VM, typing in a few commands or running a script that somebody else made and you downloaded it from GitHub. That's just being a skid. And that's what these channels appeal to. They're taking an advanced field that requires a lot of experience and skills, and they try to explain it to a beginner as if they could do it right now, and they're trying to show them guides as to how to maybe get into it or how to do it, but they're not making roadmaps in which they're saying, okay, you're gonna have to study for hundreds or thousands of hours, and this is the most efficient way to do it. These are the best things for you to study. Instead, they're just making guides like, here's how you hack into a vulnerable system in 10 minutes by copy-pasting a bunch of stuff and using a flipper zero or something like that. So these are just very baity channels, and it actually does a lot of damage because I've seen some kids that were in high school or in their first year of uni and they said they were contemplating dropping out so they can pursue bug bounty hunting, having no idea what they're getting themselves into. It's just like me watching some Dr. Mike reactions and then hearing a few terms and saying, okay, I'm gonna be a doctor soon. Like, no, I still have to go through med school and several years of internships and residencies. Like, yeah, it takes quite a while. It's not just watching a few condensed videos and thinking you know stuff. Meow. BP 70/40, heart rate 140, tachycardic, RR 28, OSAT 94 and 15 liter, GCS is 13, confused but responsive. What do we do? Chest compressions. The only time I think they might be useful is if they show off a demo of how they actually do a full pen test or bug bounty start to finish, and they showcase all of their struggles and challenges and technologies, and people can use that as a reference to see if their job is actually interesting or not to them, and they find out if they want to work in that field or not. Other than that, they don't have a purpose. Crow. Well-made, high-quality, interesting videos in terms of maldev and exploitation. The only problem is that some people that watch it try to learn by watching the videos, but I would say that the best use is to see if you're interested or not. You can just watch them out of interest, and then if you are actually interested, then learn these things really well and build a really good foundation, and then you can start learning it by yourself after that, and you can use them as some sort of reference. But using this solely as a resource to learn is not the best play, and I've seen some people do it. But overall, the videos are really nice. Grant Collins. I don't really get the purpose of the channel, but he does feel a lot more real and grounded than the other YouTubers, so most of his content feels authentic. I've seen him talk about the job market in a unique way where he doesn't just say it's doomed and just call it a day. Instead, he actually addresses the reasons why he thinks it's in the state that it's at, and if it might change or not in the future. So that's kind of cool. But I just don't know who I would recommend this channel to. The channel itself seems fine though. John Hammond has some nice content. He reports on some attacks and trends and whatever he might find, but instead of just reading out the report like a lot of them do, he actually dives into the technology and he shows off how it actually works, so that's pretty interesting. Definitely has some nice content. Low Level also covers reports, but a lot of times he's just sitting there and reading the write-up and not really adding much to it. Although he does have some good explanations when it comes to low-level programming and certain CS aspects. If you're interested in forensics, 13 Cubed has some nice resources, which you frequently see in courses that are much more expensive from the same authorities that release certifications. Live Overflow also has some pretty interesting content if you can bear the German accent. Okay, when it comes to the Cyber Mentor, I've been asked about this guy so much, I do not watch him. I tried to watch a few of his videos so I can review him for this video, but some of them were pretty bad, some of them were decent, and some seemed like they might be good. So I can't really give you a conclusion, and I am not watching 20 hours of his content just for a 5-second review. Not the biggest fan personally. If you're interested in hardware, you should check out Stack Smashing and Matt Brown. They have some pretty cool content. Stack Smashing is more aimed towards entertainment, and Matt Brown is mostly high detail demonstrations of what he's doing. Generally speaking, if you actually want to learn, you shouldn't spend too much time on YouTube. Maybe an initial roadmap is fine and a tutorial here and there, but most of your research is going to be outside of YouTube. And if you're sitting there binging cybersecurity videos, then you're probably just procrastinating, or maybe you just find them entertaining, but it's not actually going to help you all that much. So put the YouTube away, start getting your certs, and start getting to work. But yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching.